Wikipedia says that shoot 'em ups, also known as shmups, which is also one of my favorite words of all time, there's no consensus as to which design elements compose a shoot 'em up. Some restrict the definition to games featuring spacecraft and certain types of character movement, while others allow a broader definition including characters on foot and a variety of perspectives. It's really interesting to note that the shmup category goes all the way back to the Space Invaders, which apparently, according to Wikipedia, popularized and set this genre all the way back in 1978. There's obviously been hundreds and hundreds of iterations of shmups over the years, and still to this day we have shmups, which are awesome. The reason why I wanted to do a shmup video was because I was actually sponsored for this video by Platypus Reclayed, which you'll find out about later on in this video. Let's dive in, shall we? First up is Thunder Force 4, Lightning Strikes Again, Metal Squad. Damn. He's absolutely shredding. Dude, that's... Oh my god, that's awesome. Dude, like, okay, wait, I just want to stop for 1 second and just say that, like, the energy that's in that is awesome. I mean, I feel like that's, like, distinctly something that's really special about shmups, is that the kind of propulsion that's required to make you feel like you're on the edge of your seat at all times is there in spades, especially in this track. Like, you just, I mean, the hair metal prog, I don't know if it's prog, but, like, just, like, you know, just absolutely thrashing your hair in that is absolutely awesome. Super electric, not ironic because it's called Thunder Force 4, but there's just so much energy in that. And I feel like that's appropriate for trying to dodge all these missiles and bullets and so on and so forth. Like, the thing about shmups that I find especially, I think, fun, but also very difficult, is that you're just in a constant state of panic until you enter into that flow state. And then I feel like you're at a point where you can kind of be flexible. And, you know, I was talking with somebody and I remember them saying, like, just hang around in the corner and then just keep it movement. So you have like one eye looking down and then the other one looking at all the stuff kind of coming towards you. Oh God, I love that. I love that it has a sense of like heroicism in it. And also this feeling of like, I won't be undone by my rival, right? And there's this awesome harmony that happens right in here. Check this out. Like, you get the trumpet in the back, like, come on, you can do it, man. Like, there's a bunch of like just really standing up. I also really, really, really love this riff right in here. Check this out. At the very beginning, man, this is cool. You know, it's very, very galvanizing. And then like pumps into a key change and shifts into. All right, let me fast forward and see if there was a loop or not here. Ah, there's not. Listen to that danger. Oh my god, that's awesome. You know what's crazy is that all that spinning that we hear there, wow, first of all, this song is absolutely banging. I love that this music gives us a sense of like being back against the wall, like face to face with danger. That's all like the bullet fire coming towards us. There's this real feeling of intensity in that throughout it. I mean, I could say all this like stuff, but in reality, it's just a dope ass piece, isn't it? Mile a minute. Tension, danger. Overall, I think that this piece, what I really like about it is that it feels like it's a motif about like powering through, committing to yourself, honoring like the sense of commitment and the sense of focus. To me, it feels like a piece that's all about like gumption, power, especially that's really like, come on, man, we can do this. Let's rally our team. Let's get it going. Let's move through this. I love the energy in it. It's incredibly satisfying to listen to. And that is going on my permanent playlist because that's freaking awesome. Today's video is sponsored by Claymatic Games. Claymatic Games released the original Platypus on CD in May 2002, creating itself a rabid cult following, and now it's back. Platypus Reclayed has been in development and is finally set to release on September 18th, 2025 on Steam, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PS5, PS4 respectively. What really strikes me about this game is how faithful a remaster this is, being rebuilt and enhanced from the ground up. And this particular quote from lead game designer Anthony Flack: as the industry has shifted towards more complex, feature-rich, lengthier games, we wanted to go in the other direction, providing a one-button shmup that's fun from the moment you pick it up. So not only is this a fun, fast, frenetic, lovingly crafted remaster, it also features an enhanced and remastered soundtrack that oozes with retro goodness. It's also worth noting that this is clay animation, which has been handcrafted. Platypus Reclayed comes with the original game. There's a bunch of new stuff with new ships, new weapons, new enemies, and something I personally really like is that while there's always going to be a degree of difficulty with any shmup, my favorite word of course, in the case of Platypus Reclayed, it's all about a drop-in difficulty. Not a bunch of complex stuff, one-button fire, a casual arcade game experience, and a lot of potential replayability through score attacks and different difficulties. So anyone can try this out and potentially fall in love. In a time when big AAA gaming feels like it's anti-consumer and frankly anti-creativity at times, this is a game with an indie legacy. It's made by a small team and the original creator of passionate people who very clearly love this project. To me, that's a huge win. Also, for you sweats out there, Nasty Mode is unlocked upon beating the game, so there's something here for you, too. Definitely check out Platypus Reclayed when it launches on September 18th on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation consoles, and Nintendo Switch. If you're watching this video, I think you're gonna love it. I want to check out Stellar Night from Eschatos. I don't know this. That has an 80s retro sound for sure. A little bit of calculated sound, like what's gonna happen here. All right, synth. It's like stars a little bit back. Oh. I love how this is picked up. This is really interesting because it's actually kind of slower than I anticipated. The melody is extremely dominant in this piece. It's not so much of a, it's a little bit dialed back. It's a little bit more interpersonal. It's a little bit more like, okay, like the fate of the planet is on my shoulders. I have to do this. I have to give in to myself. But it's not like, come on. It's much more like, all right, like this is our moment. We have to seize it. We have to seize it. There's this this lightness in it. And I think because of the melody, ta-da-dee, 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 da-dee-da-dee, da-da-do. It's kind of serious, it's kind of dangerous, and yet it's powerful. And I think that also speaks to the idea that not everything has to be super complex or super deep all the time or super like hardcore. Like we can have different emotions within pieces, even in shmups, I guess, that are not just in your face. You know what I mean? Oh, love that sustain. So obviously we have the percussion and the rhythm that's moving, but I really love that we also get the sort of, it sounds like doubled. It really feels like almost like you're hurtling yourself towards danger, and there's just no way that you can get to the other side without going through all this adversity and fear. It's almost like you as a pilot. Now I know I'm getting kind of deeper than what I probably a basic shoot 'em up would be, you know, emotionally, but like I don't know if this has a story per se. I know ZeroRanger that we'll listen to later has a story that kind of expands as time goes on as you play it, but there's something about this that really feels like really committed to the mission, not in a badass way, but in a really like thoughtful, like, all right, pilots, let's do this together. We have to unite our forces for the sake of, you know what I mean? Like there's an air of a real emotionality and fear, but pushing through that fear. I love how that melody goes. And also, again, I mean, we keep that momentum in the rhythm, in the guitar underneath, and in the percussion and the drum set. Really, really cool. This is a newer shmup called ProtoCorgi. And I probably won't do any talking with this because I love this theme. I think it suffers at the end. It goes on a little bit too long at the end, but it's such a bop. Check this out. It's literally like a corgi in space. It's terrific. It's the last shmup I played. Oh yeah, dude. It gets better. This is also from the main theme. Simple chord shifts, little drum and bass. Love that. Oh, it's so good. Gorgeous harmony there. Ba-da-da-da. Love that little lift there too. Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's amazing. And I think like this track is so stupid, but like I think of corgi in space, like a prototype corgi. I think of joy. I think of the way that corgis love to play and wrestle, and they're enthusiastic about life. And that's kind of what this feels like. It's like a bright spot in a dire circumstance. It's like, no, we can do it. I know that we can. We have to double down. Yes, we can do this. Come on, man. It's really galvanizing, isn't it? It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of hope. Whereas the last tracks have been different emotions, and it's interesting how each of these that we've listened to so far have had different sort of, even though they're within the shmup umbrella, they all have different styles of getting us to the same thing. Fast rhythm, fast beats per minute, and kind of, galvanizing us and helping us accomplish a mission. And ProtoCorgi is such a delight. Another newer game is ZeroRanger, and this is Unstopping. So this one too, I mean, it has a similar kind of electric guitar style that we heard in the first piece from Thunder Force. But what's interesting here is that we actually have piano. And so again, when we add certain instruments, what I think happens is we create a different soundscape, obviously, but we create a different type of nuance and an emotional importance. So a piano can be like, you know, the hopes for the future, or the salvation of the people, or the people themselves, hoping that we'll protect them from the alien invasion or whatever, right? There's like, the piano, I think, is really interesting because it is still galvanizing, but it can mean a couple different things. Whereas, you know, the momentum in that is lovely, and you know, it's, oh man, now I want to download ZeroRanger again. There's a sense of momentum through this that feels very like, yeah, we can do this, but also, we have to think about the fact that if we don't, there are ramifications for our actions. Who knows if that's right? Like, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is that we connect to it, or at least it helps us focus in on the gameplay. ZeroRanger is a delight, by the way. You get some bass in there, of course. Listen to the twinkling. Yeah, but you see how the slowdown here actually has like a different meaning? And that's the kind of thing that we want to really pinpoint when we're listening to music, is like, how do instruments, how do tempo, how do stylistic choices change our emotional connection to a piece? And by the way, if you don't know who I am, my name's Marco. I'm a former professional opera singer turned YouTuber, and I love talking about video music from an emotional perspective. And this is kind of the stuff that I'm talking about all the time. Like, listen to how this is so different from the other tracks. It's not that it's better or different or unique or whatever, because it is all of those things. It's all of these pieces are unique in their own ways. It is unique, and just like all the other ones, it is unique, and all of those are unique as well. But they deliver on different emotional points. And this one feels much more introverted, much more introspective. Like, what are we going to do? How do we navigate this? How do we get from point A to point B? How do we protect the people we care about? Not just, I'm going to blow up these aliens because I'm supposed to. You know what I mean? Wow. Total transformation here. This is like crying. This is like the collective. Notice how now it increases in tempo. Nice harmony. And actually, yeah, I mean, I really feel like by the end of that, we have multiple different voices. We have the pilot flying the ship, thoughts and feelings of with that chorus sound or the vocal sound, sort of supporting the people on the ground, being like, come on, you can do it. We believe in you. There's a real like culminating into this one big moment, and everything kind of zooms in, and we get hyper focused on the fact that we have to do this. I really, really, really like that sound. And I mean, it's a great soundtrack, actually. I've heard other tracks in it, and it's great. I really recommend it in particular. There's so much, I don't know, depth to it. It really pays homage to, you know, the 80s, 90s shmup style, but then twists it a little bit. It's really, really neat. Now, it's unclear if Star Fox 64 is a shmup, but for the sake of the video, we'll just include it. I think it is, but I'd be interested to hear if you think it is. Star Fox 64. Now, you know what? I've never actually played this. This is Star Wolf's theme. I love how that corner right there, that really showcases danger and stress. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. That's like, okay, we have a mission. We are obligated to do this. This could go badly, right? But we have to do this. And then we continue on. And this feels like there's a little bit of dissonance there, but that feels like the duty of flying or the joy of flying, the thrill of being in the air and fighting the battle. Tension, ba, 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 da, ba, but a little bit of heroicism. And that's both ba, 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 da, da. That's like, oh man, we can do this. We can win. Da, 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 da. But we have this foe coming straight at us. And so even though we are very, very, very eager to do this, this is not going to be easy, right? And then also it's interesting because the sort of French horn sound, I guess, is a little bit under the surface, like it's which is kind of interesting. I gotta be honest, this MIDI sound is not doing it for me as much, but it's interesting how like we're still able to decipher emotional impetus. It's just the tones of the MIDI itself that are kind of off-putting, but I still feel like there's the sense of drive in it. This one actually feels a bit more amorphous, where it's like a conflict with like a lot of different variables, maybe because we have different party members. So it's almost like the music is representing the communication that the other party members have with each other, you know, do a barrel roll and all that other stuff. Like this is all intrinsic tension. That's all like fear and worry and tension. Especially there. But then it switches. There's a little bit of heroicism there, coupled with danger, coupled with stress, coupled with like some nebulous feelings, because it's like, well, what the hell is going to happen? You know what I mean? So there's a really interesting clash that's like under the surface. And I don't know if Star Wolf is like Star Fox's relative, or there's some sort of connection. I mean, foxes and wolves don't necessarily, that's a separate conversation. I'm wondering what's happening there, because it feels like there's maybe Star Wolf was someone that worked with Star Fox, so there's like some sort of emotional clash, or like heroicism mixed with like I'm thinking like a 007 006 thing, where we used to work with Star Wolf and now we don't anymore. I don't know. But anyway, so it's really interesting how this one was sort of diffuse, where there wasn't like a cohesive melody that was driving us forward, even though there was a melody, obviously. So it ends up feeling like a little bit more like, whoa, what's going to happen? There's no like guiding glue that's moving us through this, if that makes sense. No shmup video would be complete without Touhou. And this is Touhou 4, Lotus Land Story. And this is LLS Stage 3 theme, Bad Apple. Whoa, chaos. Do you hear how we have the rhythm? Ba, 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 ba. But then we have this. It's like madness almost. It's really cool. So this is actually the inverse of the Star Fox, where this to me, obviously the melody, the Zune melody is so crystal clear. I assume Zune wrote this. What's really interesting about this is that this has such a clearly defined motivic presence. This to me feels like the first half of that is a betrayal. And it's like, no. What are you doing? How can you possibly do this? I can't believe, blah, 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 blah. And then in the second half, that's when we say, you know what? No, I'm not going to let you walk all over me like this. I'm going to make a commitment and a focus to putting you down and to stopping this battle. There's this sort of like antagonism, this sort of animosity that reaches a boiling point, and we need to kind of reset it or just lock in and commit to like standing fast in our own steps, if that makes sense. The piano is super serious and tense. What do you mean? What's happening? Like there's like a loss of control? Just one more pass of it. I said what I said. I did what I did. I committed to this. Feels like almost like a modus operandi. Love the bass with the melody in between those. And that right there, that melody to me feels like there's no turning back, and so we have to commit to the choice we've made, even though like it's not necessarily the best choice. And this feels like a response to that commitment. Like, what are you even saying? How can you commit to something like that? And then up the octave. It's crazy. It's such a simple little motif, and yet it's very expansive. And I think that there's a lot emotionally to uncover there. I think it really, really, really delivers on the sense of like making a choice and sticking to it, but then also having some pushback against that choice and being like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Again, who knows if that's true? I don't actually know. But the fact of the matter is that like being able to explore this stuff is really interesting, because there's nothing stopping us from being like, oh, I bet you that's what it is, or this is what it is. Like, yes, there is the contextual truth, but when it comes to music, what's really important is also your own interpretation of the thoughts and feelings that you feel when listening to a piece of music. I love how in this case, the melody was really distinct and really pronounced. And so you can kind of attach ourselves to it and really feel it. I don't know if that's right or not, but like it's really just fun to listen to. Let's check out Ikaruga. Now, I'm under the impression that this heavily influenced Yoko Taro for Drakengard. This is Ikaruga, the final chapter, the Stone-like. Love the brass. Very proclamatory. Dum, shum, ba, 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 bum. Listen to that tension. You feel like how this track has this degree of tension that we haven't necessarily heard in the other ones, maybe in the ZeroRanger, but certainly this feels like do or die, dire straits, all or nothing, especially when we get the hits, ba-dum-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. We've also had other musical representations of, I think, rockets and missiles and things, but that's a very clear-cut, obvious one. This musically and melodically feels like it's reaching its peak, and at this moment, this is all or nothing. Especially there with the melody and the way that we have the key, we have the chord shifts. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. We have chord shifts on some of these movements in the melody that I think solidify the idea that like it's a unified connection around a common cause. Ba 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 ba. Where we have those hits and the chords coming together. Dope. This is a really cool track. I love that. Wow, listen to the slowdown. That's crazy. Do you feel how that sound, especially with this sort of brass element there, really has this sense of drive where it's like, this is it. We have got to push through. We have got to commit. Everything kind of slows down, which is actually, it's not, I don't think it's the first time we heard that kind of a slowdown in today's video, but there is this sense of like, what are we going to do? We have got to commit. There's more space for stress and emphasis where it's not just forward propelling, but it's also like, this is a moment that we have to really contemplate on. Can we sit still and really think about how this feels, you know? Yeah, that really has the sound of finality to it. Like, this is the moment where, like, you know, this is our Death Star. We have got to get those proton torpedoes into that Death Star to blow it up. This is that final moment of, man, I really want to play this one too. This is the last chance we have to save the planet, to save the world. It's all riding on this single pilot. Can they do it? It's really cool. Now for something completely different, Einhander. I'm really intrigued by this. What is this? I love that we're hearing the rhythm. super futuristic. That just goes higher. Goes higher and then goes back down. Sense of tension. What are the lyrics? That's like a venom. It's chaos. It's danger. It's fear. It's like, I think it might be a boss theme even because it feels too pressed and negative and it's kind of scary, especially like that has an alien quality to it that's very much like, bro, I'm gonna get you, you know. And I'm pretty sure, so here I think this are the lyrics. Did I find these? Check it out. Well, it's lyrical aircraft. Your tracks made me laugh. In front of the microphone, you didn't pass math science. The main ingredient is the best, finest of the fittest. You didn't go and I ain't with you. You fell from the list when I made the top 10. Stop, look, and listen and give it the lightning. Knowledge is the key to be best of a black man. Wisdom understands the way of a Dutch man. Devilish attitude that really makes a groove. Friday the 13th, you're all fucking doomed as Jason and Michael Myers and Freddy all combined. You savor the savages, but look who eats swine. The pig. There's only one thing in this body, and that's a hot rocker. And I'm singing my song, I want to rock your body, baby. Won't be long till you push and daze. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, that's like a song of just absolute confidence. Like, what the hell are you going to do? No one is smarter than me. No one is more capable than me. No one has more prowess than me. You're all fucking doomed is literally what he says. I mean, it's amazing. There's tension in that. Boy, like it's over for you. All that's left is for me to dominate you and take control of this experience. And that's the vibes in that. It's like we shudder, as the title suggests, because there's fear in that. There's nervousness and I mean, you know, ba 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 beep ba 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 beep ba. That's like, you know, being shot at. That's the intensity of like nuclear bombs going off around you, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta control the ship. What's going on? Ba 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 beep ba beep ba 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 ba. And then all of a sudden, over your loudspeaker, let's say over your headset or whatever, you hear this, and it's like they hijack your controls, and you're kind of just left there like, oh no, this could be the end. This big ship just kind of emerges and takes over, you know. It's awesome. It's definitely PS1 vibes with that soundscape. I can't believe it's Squaresoft. I've never heard of Einhander. That's crazy. Anyway, wild stuff. I mean, shmups are seriously underrated and overlooked, I think. I think there obviously is a group of people that are deeply entrenched in it that still love it. Cult following for a lot of this stuff. A lot of it's nostalgia too for a lot of us. I didn't even get through half of the list that I wanted to get through. So I mean, if you want to hear more shmup music, like I'm down, because there's some really good stuff here. And yeah, thanks a ton for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.